Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Caste-based discrimination is still prevalent in the country despite being a punishable crime. Dalit community continue to be boycotted from the society. Former Prime Minister Oli and Kathmandu Mayor Shah involved in verbal volleys. Shah accuses Oli of delaying the return of money of Giribandhu victims, dispute regarding jurisdiction. At least 50 people killed by heat wave in India over the past 3 days as the brutal heat spell continues to grip parts of the country. State-wise figures suggest the actual number could be much higher. And Nepal finished as runners-up in the Bangabandhu Cup International Kabaddi Tournament, suffer loss to Bangladesh 31-45 in the title decider. The Constitution of Nepal has envisioned a discrimination-free society. Laws have been formulated to punish all kinds of discrimination. However, the social structure has yet to embrace this constitutional provision. The Dalit community in different parts of the country, including the urban areas, have continued to face discrimination. Caste-based discrimination is still evident in Madhya province. With the introduction of democracy, the constitutional provision states that caste-based discrimination must be eradicated. However, incidents of caste-based discrimination have continued to be reported in recent times. Even though it has already been a decade since the act related to caste-based discrimination was introduced, only a few perpetrators have been booked so far. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked in several provinces why caste-based discrimination has prevailed, even though it is considered a crime. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
जनचेतनाको कमीले गर्दा चाहिँ जातीय विभेदको अन्त्य नभएको
सरकारले पनि यसलाई ध्यान नदिएको कारणले
अहिले चाहिँ जातीय छुवाछुत मलाई त्यति छ जस्तो लाग्दैन।
सरकार र सम्बन्धित निकायले जनचेतना फैलाउनु पर्छ अनि मात्रै छुवाछुत बन्द हुन्छ।
सँगै बसेर खान्छौँ सँगै हिँड्छौँ भन्ने हुन्छ जो पढ लेखेको हामी व्यक्तित्वबाट हुन्छ नि कुराहरू हो उहाँहरूले नै अन्त्य गर्नुपर्छ के
सबै मान्छे समानै हो भनेर बुझाउन जरुरी छ।
भर्खरकाहरूले यो छुवाछुत प्रथा हटाउँ भने पनि त्यो बुढापाकाहरूले चाहिँ उनीहरूले चलाइल्याएको चलन चाहिँ अहिले नै चाहिँ हटाउन नमानेको कारणले गर्दाखेरि
कानुन एकातिर रह्यो व्यवहार एकातिर रह्यो र मान्छेको हिजोको सोच एकैचोटि निरुल हुन नसकेको कारणले
हामी दलित नै एकजुट हुन सकेका छैनौं।
The Chamar community of the Dalit have given continuity to their occupation as cobbler. They have been unable to turn their occupation into business due to their weak financial condition. Chamar of the Dalit community who have been settling in the Tarai region make their ends meet by making shoes. There are around 25 households of the Chamar community in ward number 8 of the country's financial hub, Birganj Metropolis. Majority of them are dependent on the occupation of shoemaker. The shoemakers who wait for customers on the sidewalk say their income increases when the use of shoes increase during the winter season, while they report decline in their earnings during the summer season when the use of shoes in Tarai decreases. They have been unable to provide access to quality education to their children as it is difficult for them to even make their ends meet. Some have enrolled their children in a community school nearby, while others with weak financial condition are compelled to abandon school, education and adopt the occupation at a young age. This has contributed in making their social status weak. Meanwhile, various other communities have been earning good income from this occupation. Despite having the knowledge and skill to repair shoes, they have no access to modern ways of shoemaking due to their financial condition. As per the constitutional provision, all the constitutional bodies submit their annual report to the President, which is presented at the Parliament after being forwarded to the Prime Minister. However, the annual reports have been limited to the agendas of the Parliament. Discussions are not held on these reports, while parliamentary committees have also remained indifferent. As per Article 294 of the Constitution of Nepal, constitutional bodies must submit annual report to the President, which is then forwarded to the Prime Minister and presented at the Parliament. Topic-wise discussion must be held on these reports after the Prime Minister present the report at the Parliament. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIAA, Public Service Commission and Election Commission fall under the jurisdiction of the Parliament regulation. Likewise, the Women Commission, Dalit Commission, Inclusion Commission, Indigenous Nationalities Commission, Madesh Commission, Tharu Commission and a Muslim Commission fall under the Women and Social Affairs Committee. The Public Accounts Committee, National Natural Resources and Fiscal Commission and National Human Rights Commission fall under the jurisdiction of the Law, Justice and Human Rights Committee. The annual report prepared by the Human Rights Commission, CIAA, Public Service Commission, National Inclusion Commission, National Natural Resource and Indigenous Nationalities Commission have already been presented in the ongoing term of the Parliament. However, reports other than that of the Auditor General have not been prioritized. Presidents of the committees, meanwhile, say that they have been able to hold discussions on the reports as they have centered on other issues, including issues related to bills. Serious discussions were not held on these reports during the previous term of the Parliament. Various commissions had urged the authorities to hold discussions on their report. This shows that the government and the Parliament do not want the constitutional commissions to be efficient. Lawmakers have not paid much attention to the ongoing discussions at the Parliament regarding the budget presented by the government for the upcoming fiscal year. As the budget will not be amended on the basis of the suggestions given by the parliamentarians, questions has been raised on the significance of holding discussions on the budget. Discussions on the budget presented by the government were held for the second day at the House of Representatives today. However, the presence of lawmakers at the Parliament was minimal. Although parliamentarians took turns to speak from the rostrum, the number of lawmakers to listen to their speech was very low. However, the number of lawmakers that registered their name in the attendance book was quite high. Lawmakers marked their attendance at the House of Representatives electronically and by signing the attendance book. At today's meeting of the House of Representatives, 210 lawmakers marked their attendance electronically, while 203 signed the attendance book. The Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Prime Minister, former Prime Ministers and leaders of opposition parties register their attendance at their office room. Meanwhile, lawmakers from the ruling parties have taken this as a normal. Lawmakers from the opposition do not only criticize the budget, they also provide suggestions on management of sources. Meanwhile, lawmakers from the ruling parties both support and criticize the budget. Although the Finance Minister will respond to the comments made by the parliamentarians, it will not have any effect on the budget. This shows that discussion held on the budget is a mere formality. The controversy related to the expansion of footpaths in New Road area has introduced political dispute and debate on the jurisdiction. The Kathmandu Metropolis Mayor Balendra Shah and CPN-UML Chair KP Sharma Oli have made allegations against each other after the Division Road Office blacktopped the road section against the local authorities' decision. The Division Road Office blacktopped the road section which had been dug by the Kathmandu Metropolis with a view to expand the footpaths. This has caused a dispute between the Metropolis leadership and the locals. Meanwhile, Mayor Shah has expressed dissatisfaction and alleged UML Chair Oli of trying to prevent him from doing his work. He warned Chair Oli not to create another scandal to hide the previous 10 billion rupee scandal. He urged Oli to return the money of the victims of Giribandhu Tea Estate at the earliest and warned him that a new face in politics would open the files and take action against him if he failed to do so. Oli, who seemed agitated when asked about the mayor's remarks, told reporters to seek answers from Mayor Shah. With this, the controversy related to the jurisdiction of the local government and the federal government has heightened. The metropolis is in favor of expanding the footpaths, citing movement of a large number of people through the area and the area being listed as a World Heritage Site, while the Department of Roads says that the local authority should not interfere with issues under its jurisdiction. The metropolis had dispensed a truckload of waste in front of the Road Division office, citing the Department of Roads had failed to complete its work on time last week. Minister for Physical Infrastructure Raghubir Mahaset had criticized the move. Likewise, a heated discussion had been reported between Mayor Shah and a ward chairperson during the meeting of the metropolis. Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before that, let's take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked, what's your take on the Parliamentary Probe Committee not being able to initiate its work even after a week of its formation? 55% voted for A, lack of interest by the ruling alliance, 32% for B, ploy to confuse, and 13% for C, preparations underway. And here's today's question. Why has Kathmandu Mayor Balendra Shah challenged CPNU-ML Chairperson KP Sharma Oli? Your options are A, comment made through anger, B, to put pressure on Oli, and C, ploy to gain popularity. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. More than 50 people have died in India over the past 3 days as a brutal heat spell continues to grip parts of the country. Around 33 people died in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh over the weekend due to the heat. In Odisha state, around 20 people died due to heat stroke. Many of these deaths were reported last Saturday as India voted in the last phase of polling for its general election. This year, the temperatures have been record-breaking, with the country experiencing frequent, more intense and longer heat waves. The Federal Health Ministry says that there have been at least 56 confirmed heat strokes deaths from 1st of March to 30th of May. Around 24,849 heat stroke cases were reported during the period. However, state-wise figures suggest the actual number could be much higher. In Uttar Pradesh, several volunteer policemen, polling officials, security guards and sanitation staff were among those who died over the weekend. In Odisha, district authorities reported 99 suspected heat stroke deaths. In the past 72 hours, of these, 20 cases have been confirmed. Suspected heat-related deaths have also been reported from the states of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Jharkhand. India's National Center for Disease Control calls heat stroke a life-threatening condition with a mortality rate of 40 to 64%. The heat in northern and central India and parts of the west has been unrelenting for the past 2 weeks, with maximum temperatures hovering around 45 to 46 degrees Celsius for days at a stretch and even climbing up to 50 degrees Celsius in some areas.
Sports news.
Nepal finished as runners-up in the 4th edition of the Bangabandhu Cup International Kabaddi Tournament after suffering loss to host Bangladesh 31-45 in the title decider. Although Nepal were adopting an attacking strategy from the beginning of the match, Bangladesh were scoring majority of the points. Nepal were trailing 10-24 at halftime. Nepal had reached the semi-final, defeating South Korea, Indonesia, Poland and Malaysia in the group stage matches. Nepal edged past Kenya 59-55 in a very competitive semi-final yesterday to book a spot in the title decider. Although Nepal had participated in all 4 editions of the Bangabandhu Cup International Kabaddi Tournament, it was their first trip to the final. Nepal had bagged the bronze medal in the first edition of the tournament. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.